Withholding Title X funding is just one more attack by the Trump administration on folks with low incomes, women, and Planned Parenthood. At a time when the Trump administration is increasing costs for families across the board, you can't go to the grocery without spending $100 to $150 more, gas prices, healthcare costs, across the board, they have just been decimating the life of individuals with lower incomes. And now we see this with Title X. Title X was established in the 1970s, recognizing that having access to preventative reproductive health care is vitally important and shouldn't only be a privilege to those with means. And the Trump administration is trying to take us back to a time when only those with means will be able to access birth control. Next, the attack on women. We are still reeling from the Trump Supreme Court passing Dobbs and overturning Roe v. Wade in this country. In states across the country where they have now been able to ban abortion or put in near abortion bans, this is not just preventing individuals from accessing abortion, it is impacting women's reproductive health care, leading some to die from not being able to access care. And then finally, the obsession of the Trump administration and those on the religious right to ban abortion has led them to try and close Planned Parenthoods for decades. And that's what this is about. And preventative health care be damned. So long as they can try and push to close Planned Parenthoods, that's what they're going to try and do. And how do we know that? Because that's what the Trump administration did in their first term. They came after Title X, and then they also linked Title X funding to not talking about or providing abortion care. And so we've been down this path before, and that's where they're going. But as you heard, women, individuals across this country trust in Planned Parenthood. And Planned Parenthood is a vital reproductive health care provider. And so those of us on the Reproductive Rights Caucus here in the state of Connecticut will not stop. We will continue to protect access to Planned Parenthood, all reproductive health care, which includes abortion care. You also heard about Medicaid rates. So I have the honor of co-chairing the Human Services Committee. And one of our major proposals this year and into the next few years is increasing our Medicaid rates in the state of Connecticut. Oftentimes that can get put in this bucket, and so we hear Medicaid rates, but what does that actually mean? When you look at the Medicaid rates that we provide for family planning to Planned Parenthood, we haven't increased an IUD insertion, which is a best practice, long-acting birth control method. We pay about $150 less per visit than our surrounding states. You look at a 20-minute appointment, and we are woefully behind. You look at a pregnancy test, we are woefully behind. And so we need to increase those Medicaid rates to ensure that Planned Parenthood can continue to operate strongly in the state of Connecticut and be the trusted provider that they are and we want them to be. And so I also then say, going forward, we know we're going to have a lot of choices to make in this state because the federal government, not our good Democrats, but the Trump administration and the Republicans in power in this Congress are going to continue to chip away at programs that support people here in the state of Connecticut. And we as a state are going to step up. We're going to need to step up. And one of those areas is going to be our reproductive health care.